Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, my name is Senator Saliu Mustapha, representing Kwara Central. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I rise to move that the bill for an act to establish the National Food Reserve Agency and for related matters be read the second time. Mr. President, with your permission, if I may go ahead to read the lead debate on it. Yes.
Just give us the summary.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, the bill for an act to establish the National Food Reserve Agency and for related matters therewith, SB 139, was read the first time in these hallowed chambers on Thursday, 5th October 2023. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, the bill seeks to further develop the agricultural sector by ensuring national food security and income through marketing and storage services, as well as addressing emergency food crisis. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, the bill will also establish the National Food Reserve Agency for the purpose of implementing the National Food Reserve Policy, reducing post-harvest losses, and providing food security for the nation. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, the bill recognizes the need to fill the apparent gap in agricultural development and coordination of programs and projects in the nation with the collaboration of national and international agencies. Establishing an agency for the purpose of food reserve is essential to enhance food and nutritional security. A strategic grain reserve will stabilize staple foods prices for the benefit of both consumers and farmers. And the National Food Reserve Agency, when established, will facilitate and provide guidelines for the establishment and maintenance of buffer stock that will ensure price stabilization and food security. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, the proposed Food Reserve Agency will be responsible for storing food, grains, and other commodities for strategic purposes. The present hardship faced in relation to soaring prices of food commodities can be mitigated with the existence of this agency, which could have ensured price stabilization and ensure availability of food produce with maintenance of the buffer stock.
Are you having difficulty?
No, I thought you were calling my attention.
No, I'm not. I'm looking at you.
Okay, sir.
To hear you well.
Mr. President, the objectives of this bill will be: 1, implement the overall National Food Reserve Policy to ensure a reliable supply of designated commodities and meet local shortfalls in supply of designated commodities in the country. 2, reduce post-harvest losses by construction of and management of silos, warehouses, and other suitable storage facilities to be installed at such places and ensure the maintenance, availability, and functionality of all plants, equipment, and auxiliary facilities within the country. 3, facilitate and provide guidelines for the establishment and maintenance of the buffer stock by all states of the Federation, amongst others. Mr. President, in conclusion, distinguished colleagues, the bill, when passed into law, will fulfill the nation's aspiration of feeding itself and attaining national food security. The food reserve stocks can compensate for shortfalls in foreign currency, offset supply of stocks or surge in demand, and also facilitate humanitarian response to food emergencies. It will also help us as a nation to cope with the impact of climate change on food production and supply. Mr. President, with the passage of this bill, this hollow chamber will be putting the nation on the path of food security and self-sufficiency. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I submit that, or I urge other colleagues to please ensure that this bill is passed into law so as to be able to attain these few points I've raised. I so submit.
Distinguished Senator Alero.